Rising 49 stories above the Bangkok skyline sits an abandoned luxury skyscraper. It is completely hollow. Construction on the Sawthorn Unique Tower stopped abruptly decades ago, leaving it as a massive, rotting monument to an economy that died overnight. The sudden collapse that completely froze this building in time stemmed from a single flaw in the country's math. Throughout the 1980s and 90s, Thailand was an Asian miracle. Japanese giants like Honda and Toyota relocated their manufacturing pipelines here to utilize cheap labor. In just 10 years, Thailand transformed from an agrarian society exporting rice into a manufacturing powerhouse. GDP grew from $38 billion to $180 billion. Yet this growth relied on a fragile artificial promise. The moment a trader figured out how to break that promise, the wealth evaporated. To convince foreign corporations to pour billions into a developing nation, the Central Bank of Thailand guaranteed that their investments would be safe from currency fluctuations. They implemented a policy designed to remove risk entirely. Looking at this 25-to-1 ratio, the Thai government explicitly promised the global market they would exchange exactly 25 baht for $1. They locked the price in place, regardless of market demand. This stability allowed a CEO at Toyota or Sony to ignore currency depreciation. With the exchange rate fixed, they could build factories and hire thousands of workers without worrying that their Thai profits would lose value when converted back to dollars. But freezing a currency price creates a structural vulnerability. It requires the government to absorb every ounce of market pressure, waiting for an investor to test exactly how much pressure the vault can handle. A fixed exchange rate only survives as long as the central bank holds enough physical US dollars to honor every exchange request. George Soros recognized that the Central Bank of Thailand was writing checks its reserves couldn't cover. He saw a loophole that allowed him to bet against the bank's ability to keep its promise. Under this contract, Soros promised 25 billion baht in 6 months for $1 billion US dollars at the 25-to-1 rate. To fulfill this, commercial banks traded their baht for physical dollars with the central bank, rapidly siphoning the country's actual reserves. Soros didn't use force or fraud. He simply used the central bank's inflexible mathematical rules as a weapon against them. When reserves hit the level seen here in July 1997, the central bank had already paid out $23.4 billion. They were left with just $2.8 billion, less than the $4 billion the nation needed just to pay for its oil. On July 2, 1997, the bank abandoned the fixed rate. The baht was left to the mercy of the market, and its value instantly plummeted from 25 to 50 baht per dollar. 6 months later, with the currency crashed, Soros bought the required 25 billion baht for just $500 million. He handed it to the bank, received his promised $1 billion US dollars, doubling his money for a $500 million profit. A guaranteed billion-dollar profit for a few traders was paid for by the overnight destruction of a nation's wealth. The exploit had immediate consequences for the Thai people. Oil prices doubled. Real estate companies went bankrupt. Within a year, poverty rates jumped from 35% to 45%, and suicide rates hit all-time highs. The trauma of 1997 turned the Thai government toward defensive hoarding. To ensure a speculator could never threaten them again, they began stockpiling capital, eventually holding over $220 billion in foreign reserves. But capital held in reserve is capital that isn't working for the population. While neighbors like Vietnam invested in their workforce to transition from basic assembly to high-tech exports, Thailand's domestic spending on education and R&D stagnated. The policy meant to protect the nation became its primary constraint. Thailand survived the crash, but it chose a path of fearful stability over the innovation required to keep pace with the rest of Asia. Today, Thailand is a super-aged society. With birth rates at a 70-year low and more than 20% of the population over 60, there are fewer workers to drive the economy or support the elderly. Since 2009, Vietnam's electronics exports have grown from $5 billion to over $100 billion. Meanwhile, Thailand's high-tech manufacturing has remained flat, trapped by the debt and fear left over from 1997. Attempting to artificially control a free market is like squeezing sand. The harder the government tries to hold a specific shape, the more the resulting pressure forces the wealth to slip through their fingers. A policy designed to guarantee growth became the exact mechanism that allowed speculators to permanently alter the destiny of a nation.